Auckland's close proximity to fantastic angling is an asset that encourages charter fishing. We were guests of Reels on Wheels, a bunch of people who have decided to motivate budding anglers with disabilities. To me, fishing has been the catalyst to a lifetime of opportunity. I'm hopeful that the activities of the Reels on Wheels Trust will allow a large number of disabled Kiwis to experience the absolute pleasure that accompanies a day of fishing. Now I'm just going to relax a little bit. I've just fired a gladiator soft bait out in the hope that something will jump all over it, but in the meantime I'm just going to have a chat to David from Reels on Wheels just to enlighten you a little more as to this amazing cause. And if you're watching and you want to make a contribution to something very worthwhile, this could be it. So Dave, how did the Reels on Wheels concept come about?
It came about growing with David Cowan, who's on the boat behind us, the Penny Arcade. He had an idea that he wanted to take people in wheelchairs fishing. And
he's not in a wheelchair himself?
No, he's not in a wheelchair himself. He's got the local garage in Point Chev, and he does a little bit of work for the people in Selwyn Village, so he knew a few people. So he came up with the name Reels on Wheels. We all sat down over a few beers and drew some logos on the walls. And he took a couple of guys from Selwyn Village fishing on his boat, and basically it just went from there. It's now a charitable trust registered with the New Zealand Charities Commission from October 2008.
Everyone wants to know how it is that we all wind up in chairs. So Bill, what's your story?
Well, fairly typical, an abrupt accident. I was on a roof that was alternating steel and plastic, and someone had painted the whole thing, and I was walking along it and I just fell through the rotten plastic part of it and landed on my head, and woke up a couple of days later in hospital with funnily enough, a surgeon that I knew saying, "Bill, you've done it this time, you're never going to walk again."
Oh, great.
So, and crying family and lots of drama in the hospital.
Okay, so from there, long road to recovery? I mean, you've written a book.
Yeah, I wrote a book about it afterwards, but at the time I was lying in bed there wondering what the hell my life meant and what it held for me. And this is why I get interested in this Reels on Wheels stuff, because if I'd seen a video of people doing what we're doing today when I was in hospital feeling like a broken in half brain with nothing attached to it, I would have been a hell of a lot more encouraged to get on with it. And the road to recovery, with this sort of attitude being developed in people when they're crook, would help recovery a hell of a lot, I think.
So how long ago was that?
16 years ago.
Well, in 16 years there have been dramatic shifts, not only in terms of attitude to people in chairs, but in terms of what's available to us.
That's true.
You know, the world is our oyster, really. It's
That's
just
right.
attitude that
Right.
dictates the outcomes.
Yeah. It's people are getting more aware that when you see a wheelchair or someone sitting in it, that everyone's different. We're totally different. And it's important for me to explain, actually, that I'm broken at my navel with T10, and I've got full use of my hands, and my brain seems to be working all right, although I was knocked out for quite a while, suffered injury with the
Well, as far as I've been able to ascertain, Bill, you seem to be able to hold a reasonable sort of conversation.
Yeah,
Don't know what you were like before that, but yeah. See, attitude is everything. Today, I believe, if you've got a challenge in life and you can define it, chances are you can find a solution. It's almost that simple. So if you are in a chair and you're looking for something innovative to do, as we have said a number of times already, Reels on Wheels might be an option for you. But I'm very interested in that point you raised, Bill, about if people are in hospital and they've experienced an accident and they do have a series of things to look forward to, like a trip fishing, then, you know, maybe there is that little light switch that goes on a little bit sooner, indicating that there's still a lot to live for.
That's right, and everybody who's looking after people in intensive care in a hospital and then recovery in the spinal units would be very grateful to know that they could show a video to people that saying, look, you can have a normal life. And there's people doing riding for disabled.
Oh, you got a fish, bro. Oh, you got a fish. Wind the bloody thing in, mate.
Well, I don't think it's big enough.
Oh, no. I love perfect timing, you see.
Bait, mate.
The guy is lying in the hospital bed at the moment looking at us, mouthing off. And he's going, oh, boo-hoo, look at this, mate. Is he a keeper?
No.
He's not too bad.
I'm hardly letting them have it at all, and I'm hitting them straight away, whack.
Nice fish, Graham. So we've got a litre.
Yeah, he'll do. He's going home. Glad you could join us for an insight into the activities of Reels on Wheels.